There you go. I'm live. Hello and good morning, YouTubers all over the world. Man, it's been a while since I went live, so I figured it's time to do it again and let y'all catch up on, what I'm doing around here at the Abbey. And I mean, I'd love to hear questions from you, and hopefully I'll be able to read them and answer as many of them as I can. And if you have a question and you really want me answered, and I don't get to it, type it up again, and maybe I'll catch it on the next run on the screen right there. So I see we already got two people on. So Sean, I don't know where you're from, but Marabella is from Scotland. Oh my goodness! And I asked her what time it was, and then she says 3:45. And then she says, sun will be setting in 45 minutes. Yeah, and dinner soon. Yeah, that's what I said. It's almost time for dinner. 33 Mile Bees. Hello, Phil, Michigan. Thanks for dropping in. Hayden, I'm glad you got to make it too. Your mind blown up. It's just mystery. It ain't nobody special. It's nobody G. Hello. You leave a lot of comments on the channels. Thank you so much. Dear Jolene Beekeeping, and I know you do as well. Jolene Cole from West Wego. Golly, you're right around the corner. If you ever want to make a trip to the Abbey, get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to show you what we got up here. I mean, you're only an hour away. Judy Beaumont from Canada. Hello. Robert Hilliard from Texas. What part of Texas? Sherry Cheney. There you are. Sherry, you follow along all the time. Great to have you, and always pleasure seeing you when you leave your comments. Thanks so much for all your videos. I don't keep these, but I love watching your videos, and especially how you process. Processing honey is just like so much fun, and we have a great time doing it. Retire man. So what are you retired from? Because I know you leave a lot of comments. Jason, thank you so much. We had a great Thanksgiving, Modi and I was up here working until about 1 in the afternoon, and then went home and ate our well, we didn't eat turkey, but we had a good dinner. Blue Top Betty, hi from San Antonio. All right. Tom Yang, Morris Hensley from Safety Harbor, Florida. Where is Safety Harbor? East side, west side, Florida? Mustafa, how y'all doing, Jeff? Good. Sean Lockett, Houston, GM. DCAM, good morning from Southern California. Kurt Raka from Bell City. Bell City, where is Bell City? Jennifer Haas, hello, Mr. Ed, fellow beekeepers, checking in from West Central Georgia. Thank you, Nobody G. I'm from near Altona, Pennsylvania. Well, thank you, Stephen. Thanks for coming by. Daniel Ochoka, hello from East Africa, Kenya. Wowee. Thanks so much, Daniel, for checking us out. And Selburne, Texas is reporting in from Hayden. Stacy Barton, hi from Omaha, Nebraska. How cold is it up there? Morris, close to Tampa and Clearwater. Oh, okay, thank you. Ronald Bruce from Finger Lakes, New York. Wow, I bet it's cold up there too. Tracy Cadbourne, Be Natural from Central Maine. Wow, I know you have to be cold up there. I got a buddy up there, Terry, who lives up in Maine as well. Mark Davis, Detroit, Michigan. And Jesus Christ is Lord from Detroit, Michigan. Fred, another Honduras, South Africa. Golly, retired from working for man and working for God now. You and I are in the same boat, because when you're working for God, we ain't working for that pay here. We're working for that eternal pay. So I can understand that. John Kramer, if you ever get up to Michigan, you would have to check out my artwork. If I ever get up to Michigan, I will definitely come see your work, John. Mad Max, love your videos. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. Look at that. Lee, you're in. Good to see you, buddy. Lee from Kodiak Farms, he was one of those guys that went fishing with us out a couple of weeks ago. Um, that from Guardian Bee Apparel, they invited a bunch of beekeepers and YouTubers to get on a fishing boat and go fishing. We had a great time. It was a good time. And what was really for that trip for me personally, it was wait, Kubota, Dan. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did, Dan, and I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Golly, I've been really busy doing stuff up here at the Abbey, and that's really kind of like what I wanted. One of the things I wanted to start talking about was the things that I'm doing up at the Abbey, and right now it's like it's all about getting this honey bottled up and something because we are selling a lot of honey right now. So, Steve, I am so looking forward to Hive Live this year. In fact, because I was going to talk about that later on too. Um, it's like if any of y'all don't know, Hive Live is Cayman Reynolds puts on a big bee conference, probably the biggest in the United States. Um, he's got like 70 vendors coming, all kind of speakers, YouTubers. It's just like probably the biggest deal they got going, and it's all under one roof. Unfortunately, he's already sold out. He had 1,500 tickets, and they're all gone. So if you didn't get one, I don't know. Maybe somebody's out there scalping them, but I'm telling you, they're like hen's teeth. You're not gonna be able to go. And this is one event that you really should put on your calendar because oh my gosh, they've got a draw for people coming. Bob Benny, Ian Stapler, David Burns, of course, Cayman, Dirt Rooster, Frederick Dunn. Those are the ones I just thinking off the top of my head. Now it's gonna be a blast. PMB man. Yeah. So it takes a lot of coercion to get a monk to be in a video. Trust me, it's not easy. But Brother Brian, he's the most amicable one, and he does it very reluctantly. And he helped me the other day shoot some video because there was nobody else around. That was Thanksgiving Day, as a matter of fact. Call snag. No, I didn't say that right. Hello from the UK. Thanks so much for joining in. Michael Tangery. Hello and hello to you. Terry Oxford. First year beekeeping. Your videos have been a great help. Oh, you know, I don't really see how my beekeeping videos are a lot of help. I know they're a lot of fun to make, and I just hope that y'all can enjoy the fun that we have doing it. And if you learn something, man, that's just pure lanyap extra good. So I'm happy that y'all can get something out of them. Personally, I love sharing my experiences, and that should really be for each and every one of us that keep bees. That it's a personal experience, and uh, I just want to share mine. And thank y'all so much for doing it. CCC Gaming, what's up? Yeah, what's up to you too from Coventry, UK. Jeff's sweet honeybee videos got me sticky all into beekeeping. Well, it's a nat when you see it going on, just like the title of this thing is called, I got to get me some of that, and it's true. Beekeeping, it's like infectious. Once you start doing it, oh my goodness, you got to keep on doing it. And I started beekeeping back in 1978 when I got my first hive. I was living in New Orleans and I moved over to the North Shore about 40 miles away out in the country. And I said, man, I'm getting me some bees. And I got some bees and I haven't looked back since. Well, I've been up and down. And now I still don't, well, I don't own any bees of my own. They're all the monks. So I just get to be the monk's beekeeper. And that's perfectly fine with me. Jolene says, my sister has had a beehive up for a year, never put bees in it. Yes, she is a procrastinator. Well, she's just waiting for the right set of bees to come along. That's all. You weren't even born yet in '78. Oh my goodness. Well, I am an old guy. I am an old guy. Can't you tell by all that gray hair I got? Uh, but let's see. So the things that I'm doing around here right now at the Abbey, it's all mostly. Um, I was reading honeybees having shorter life. Is that true? Yeah. Generally, bees will live about 6 weeks. That's about it. Now those are your normal bees, but when you have the winter bees, the ones that are being born right now, they'll 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 last 4 months. They'll go into February. They'll bring the beehive out of winter, and then the new generations coming up, they'll pick it up for there. But generally, bees last 6 weeks is the number. Keeping bees will keep us young. I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's not too much work when you have 10, 20, maybe 30 hives. When you start getting up to 100 plus, yeah, that's when it's really good. Frank 777. Hello from NB Canada, from Canada. Thanks for dropping in, Frank. I do appreciate it. I've been watching you and the rooster now for several years and would love to keep bees, but I live in a built up town and there isn't a lot of them to feed off. That's a lot of problems for a lot of people, but all I can say is I've got a buddy in New York City and he keeps bees on the roofs of the buildings, Tom Wilk. And he keeps bees on the roofs of the high rises and he does very, very well. So, I don't, I'm very blessed to be living here in Southeast Louisiana, where the bee population is so strong. The food source is so abundant. Habitat is so great. And it isn't like that for a lot of places around the country. But yet I still wonder, like, how can so many bees live up in like the Dakotas when there's nothing up there but cold weather? But they do it. Misty Hills, greetings from Ireland, and hello to you too. Frank Castle, were you a B student in school? Man, look, I always say that the second grade, that was the hardest 3 years of my life. School was definitely not my strong suit, and so I'm a hands-on kind of guy. That's how I live and learn. New Brunswick. Oh, thank you, thank you. Eastern Providence. So you're close to, I guess, Nova Scotia. I guess. Craig, the Hunter, watching from Old Mandeville at work. Craig, you're only 9 miles down the road. How come you never visit me here at the Abbey? Make an appointment. Come on up and visit us up here. Happy to show you around. Lock picking engineer. Good day from South Australia. Man, I love the way them Aussies talk. Good day to you, mate. Careful, you're teaching. Ha, people can learn a lot from you. You're humble, but know enough to share. Oh, thank you so much. Do you have any plans for doing a collab with the Dirt Rooster soon? Yeah, he and I are just waiting for the opportunity. Not only that, I'm also going to be doing one with JP. I talked to him yesterday, Thanksgiving Day. So JP and I are going to be doing one very, very soon too. It will be my first time attending so many things I want to buy. Indeed, to rent a U-Haul, tow it all home, speakers there, so many. Ian, I want to meet and hear speak. I have so many questions for all of you. Well, Steve, make sure you come up and talk to me. Craig, Lacombe is home, and I definitely will. Well, I'm getting ready to do a cutout of Lacombe real soon. I've done plenty of cutouts of Lacombe, especially along Lake Road. Oh, there's so many bees up in that area. Close to Nova Scotia, just south from me. I have a buddy, Dan, up in Nova Scotia. He's a bee. I think Dan's a commercial guy up there. And I haven't heard from him in a long time, but he's a buddy of mine. He lives up in Nova Scotia. Middle Tennessee. I'm not too far from Cayman. Oh, so Saint Germain. I guess if it's that close to Cayman, that you'll be attending Hive Alive, huh? Well, all you have to do, look in the comment in the description of this video. I left my email address in there if you need to contact me because you really do need to reach out to me before you plan to come up. Um, Michael says it's Vermont warm day, 33 degrees. You poor people. Right now it's 72 degrees outside right here. Um, if you go to my email, send me an email, and let me know that you're coming here so that I can be here. Because man, this week I missed two people because I had already left. One of them they came from France and they left some honey for me, and the other ones I don't know where they came from, but so I missed two people. So if you want to come see me, good morning, Deborah. um, if if you want to come see me here at the Abbey, reach out to me before you make the trip up here, and that way I can kind of plan my time that I'll be here. Because I love having visitors up here, and I love showing what we do up here. So I'd be happy to do it. Just get in touch with me. 8 degrees Celsius. I don't know Celsius. Is that cold? Is that hot? I don't know. So let's see. As these comments are scrolling through, I can get back to what um, I was saying about what I'm doing with here at the Abbey, and what it is I'm we're in the process of selling a lot of honey. Oh my gosh, Christmas is here, and that's like I said. Here you go in the thing. You got to get you some of that, right? This is these are the bottles that I sell. The gift shop, which is where all the honey is sold, will not sell this online. They don't sell it online. However, if you contact me, um, I will take care of it and I'll send it to you. And in the description of this video, if you go down there and look, you'll see how to go about doing that. I used plastic bottles to ship. Look how pretty that is, huh? That is gorgeous, gorgeous honey. Too bad those labels are on there to hide how pretty that is. And it's we had an exceptional year, I think, this year with um, the blueberries early. And we had a bumper crop of blueberries this year, bumper crop of blackberries, and our privet in the early spring was really good. So we had a great flow early, and then our tallow coming behind that. Oh, it just really did great. Lambrook Farm. Hi from Central New Hampshire. I know I saw that you started leaving comments on videos, so great to have you along, Lambo. Castle Hives, howdy, howdy. Michael Dahmer. Good morning, Jeff from Northwest Indiana. Boy, but it's cold up there already. And thanks so much, Michael, for following along my crazy stuff for all those years. And uh, it's really appreciated. Well, Marabella, I do not ship it internationally. I don't know how all that custom stuff works and going through. So I'm sorry. So you live in Scotland and you're not going to be able to enjoy any of that good stuff right there. I'm sorry, unless you come to the States and get some. 23 degrees this morning. Ooh, gross. But it's nice that a lot of people know each other up there through this. That's fun. Yeah. Everybody say thank you, Jesus. Yeah, that it's always thank you, Jesus, for me because I mean, actually, even before I got on this to go live this morning, I was saying my prayers and I asked for special grace to do this because you may not believe it, I get nervous, especially going live because going live you can't edit it. It's live, and you can't go back and say, "Oh, I didn't like that. Let me get rid of that." Next time in the United States, I want you to come by, Marabella. And it's a look. If anybody hasn't seen the Abbey, look at that. Growing with Hudson. I hope you got that case made up. Hudson, growing with Hudson, he was the winner of the Abbey bee suit. He won it, and so I sent that up to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's got it. So I hope you got that thing finished. Hailing from Detroit, another Detroit guy. And when you come, Rusty, when you come to Louisiana, make sure you get in touch with me. Happy Advent to you too, boy. It starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. Good morning, 2%. Yeah. 33 up in New York. Sing and love the environment. Hello to you. Mr. Ed, I need to move 4 hives soon. Do you recommend waiting until spring or do it now? I do it right. What's the difference? You may as well do it right now. In my opinion, it doesn't matter whether now or in the spring because they're really not flying anyway. The you move them and I don't. Whenever you need to move hives, you can move hives. Block them up in the summertime and let them stay blocked up. Or I don't. In the wintertime, you close them up, move them, and you can almost let them fly right away because they're inside there keeping warm. But where my hives are, that's where they sit. So, but sometimes you do have to move hives. Just left the metro area in Michigan. So you're on the road. So I know it's very distracting to read the comments as they're coming up, um, but I do want to get back on to what I was saying about the honey bottling up, and I've been spending a lot of starts on. So tomorrow must be your birthday, Ken. So happy birthday! Uh, Pardon me. I just like I want to talk and I want to read the comments at the same time. Uh, so the thing I've been occupying myself with is doing the honey, and I'm actually going to make a video on this because I've been spending probably 6 hours a day over in the honey shop, um, getting the honey from the drums, decrystallizing it, um, moving it from the drums into the bottler into the bottles, then labeling it and bringing it to wherever we go. Last week, me and one of the monks, Brother Austin, well, y'all know Brother Austin with the monk soap. He and I, along with another monk, Brother Columbo, we went to an event to sell products, monk made products. And Abbey Honey was one of them. And we spent that Friday 6 hours doing that. And now he and I are going this Friday. We're going to go to another event selling our wares, raisin bread, white bread, honey. Well, that's a good combination right there. The monk soap, all the soap, lotion bars, balms. That's basically what he brings with him. And then maybe the gift shop, what they bring. No replies from the Netherlands. Thank you so much for coming and following along with me this morning. So with all the stuff going on in the honey house, I'm using up our stores. We wound up with about 350 gallons of honey that we processed back in July, and I've already gone through 4 drums of those already. So probably about 150 gallons that we've already sold out of. But I still think that we'll have plenty to go through the rest of the year until we harvest again. So Lambrook Farm says, I got some Rasta juice from Guardian when I bought a jacket. Some powerful honey. Got to get some of yours. Well, I know the Dirt Rooster brought some of his honey up to Terry. I guess he went through all that. So, but Guardian Bee Apparel, that's the guy Terry Chapman. He was the one who sponsored that little fishing trip we went on, and golly, it was a wonderful time. Look at that, Brand. Good morning to you. Leanne from Flower Mound, Texas. I have a hive that has been in my old oak tree behind my house. I've been sparing spaces, flowers, and gardens with my new buzzy friends. Oh, good for you. sharing the wealth with them, and they're I'm sure doing their job. Bees and trees, that's a good thing. I definitely like that. Coastal Grove. Yep, that's right. That's Randy's brand, Coastal Grove. Paul Heinrich, can I order honey online from you? Go read the description in this video, and it shows how you can get order honey, and you'll be getting it from the Abbey, but it'll be me who will be sending to. So check out the description of this video, Paul, and you can get it. So Lee from Kodiak Farms, he was, like I said earlier, was one of the guys fishing with us, and man, what a great day that was. Crazy yappy. He just like made the whole trip for everybody. I literally love you so much. May God bless you and keep you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So where is Wildwood's Honeybee Farms? And hello to you. Can we get it on? Yes, as a matter of fact, I will sign those bottles. If you want me to sign the bottles on the back of it, I will sign it and date it for you. I do that with a lot of the people. In fact, I just sent out 2 orders last week. One of them was for 18 bottles, another for a dozen. And in the description of how the pricing of it goes, when I can get 2 of these bottles in one of the small flat rate boxes, and I can get 2 of these bottles in there. But uh, if you get, like, these people got large quantities of them, and uh, this flat rate I think is $8.50. A medium flat rate I can get 12 of them in, and I think that's $15 or $16. And then a large is like $21, and I get 18 in it. So it's like you're spending money on honey instead of shipping when if you get more than 2. But anyway, you whatever you need, I'll be happy to send it to you. We are an hour away from Bruce. Well, Zara, that a lot of people are afraid of bees, but it's a natural thing, and there's no shame in that. But I'm glad that you get to watch the videos and don't have to worry about getting stung. So that's good. I don't know if Charlie's coming yet. I don't think Charlie is coming. Charlie's not what much for the for the road, except for when we go on bee wrangling trips. So he's always up to go wrangling. Charlie is like, I'm so blessed to have Charlie, because everybody that shoots video, they shoot it by themselves. But I got Charlie who shoots it all for me, and Charlie does a great job. And he takes all of my harassing. He is a great man. Plus, he and I fish together too. Wildwood Honeybee Farms. Hey, Mr. Ed. Hello too. Charlie is so picky. No, Charlie just likes his naps, and when he doesn't get to take his nap, he gets grouchy, and he likes to eat too. Smoking Joe. And as long as you want to get going smoking, that's good. That's the desire is there. It'll lead you. Urban. Are we able to get beeswax as well? No, I don't make enough beeswax to sell the what I have between getting it to the monk soap and what I use here for our bees. I don't have extra to sell. So I'm sorry about that. It looks like when I make all that stuff, man, he's got so much of that stuff, but it does not go that far, as y'all know. It doesn't go far, and to render it and get it, oh my gosh, it's a process. Lock picking engineer. I live in a bee sanctuary and can only get local honey. Well, that's what you want to eat. You want to eat your local honey, that's for sure. How many colonies do we have? I would say somewhere between 150 and 180, something like that. I don't know. I really don't know. I will. I really think that by the end of December, when I go out and pull all of our um, get all of our hives down to just the two supers, our brood boxes, we'll get a good count. Because I want to know by December what I'm going to start the year with. So that's I'll know better then. Oh, Melissa, you took your message off. Good, but good morning to you anyway. Hi from Minnesota. Hey James, hello to you as well. Animal Saver, I just saw you commented the other day. Oh, thanks so much. So you're, I think that you're my sister's friend's grandson. I think that's who it is. Smoking Joe, could you use the debris you pull out from the wax as bee lure? You certainly could. You definitely could put that stuff in your traps, definitely, because it's got all the stuff in there that bees love to smell on. It will attract them. There's no doubt about that. In fact, when I'll dump some of that stuff out, when I clean off the bottom of those blocks, even the bees are getting on it right then. First year with one hive and can't wait on next year to split. All right. So, splitting, it's a really exciting time because you don't want your bees to swarm and you lose your split. So splitting bees are fun. And it's one of, I would say that's the only really aspect of beekeeping that I do is my splits, managing swarms. That's really what my extent of beekeeping. Because other than that, I put the bees out in the field, they do their thing, and then July, I'll go harvest honey. That's what I keep adding supers, give them enough space. But after that, harvest the honey, and we'll see you next spring when it's swarm time. Hayden says, I got 3 hives in my boxes that have grown and filled that top space. I'm afraid to take it out because I don't know what to do with it. Well, I don't know what type of box those are. Happy mate box? I don't know what that is. I've seen videos that show whether your honey is real or fake. Are they true? Oh, they got fake honey out there. That's definitely they got fake honey out there. And I always say that if you have honey that crystallized, you're in good shape. It's real honey. Cavidano, hello to you. How do you how do hive beetles find the hives? They smell it. They smell the bees. They smell it. And the beetles actually fly with swarms, so they can move in with the swarm. Beetles fly with the swarm. That is true. So Animal Saver, when you visit Gene, make sure you set it up and come visit me here at the Abbey too. You don't know why you're craving honey, Craig? Well, look, how about this? Because look at that. Who wouldn't want some of that? Look at that beautiful, beautiful honey. Oh man, you got to get some of that. So that's what I was telling you earlier. Nobody's commenting, so I'll move on to that. The process of bottling up honey and getting all that stuff ready. But I'm also I'm also preparing for putting our honey supers on. So what I'm doing is um, getting all my foundation cleaned and my and I just ordered 800 frames, uh, wooden frames to put together. So that's going to become. In fact, I'm going to make a video on it. There you go. I'll make the fixture to assemble these things and make the video on actually doing the assembly of them. So uh, are you giving out samples? If you come to the Abbey, yeah, I'll give you a sample. How about that, Tom? So I've got. I shot some video the other day of cleaning the foundations. I made a fixture on how to hold it and pressure washing. Got a 4,000 pound psi pressure washer, and I did about 400 something foundations, and I still have another 500 to do. But it's a long process, and it's a mess. So it's one that really don't look forward to. A lot of people think that beekeeping, oh, it's just so this idyllic little, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice. There's a lot of hard dirty work when you keep bees. And the more hives you have, the more hard it is, and the more dirtier it is. But it's all fun. And when you got a guy like Charlie helping you the whole time, man, it's a good time. Thanks, James. Thanks so much. Niall Overton, what would your advice be on sailing your beekeeping extraction equipment? I don't really understand what you're asking about the processing equipment. I did a lot of research when I started to buy our equipment here for the Abbey, and it was a process of over 5 years that for me to build up and to acquire all the equipment. It's not a um, it, it, unless you're independently wealthy, it's a slow process, but it's a learning process. And for me, it was a great um, process doing it. And I learned a lot, and I don't mind sharing the lessons that I've learned, because what I found is that there's a lot of information on keeping bees if you're a hobbyist, and a lot of information on if you're a commercial guy. But when you become a sideliner in between, once you get past 30 or 40 hives and less than 1,000 hives, there's nothing out there. So you have to work your way through it, and it's trial and error. And I've tried several different procedures, and now I'm very satisfied and happy with the way that we now process our honey. It's very fast, efficient, and the only part where I really want and need people is when we do the processing, moving all that honey frames through our machines. But once it gets after that, I can almost do it all by myself. I've heard that honey from the store may have extra ingredients in it to help them not to crystallize. Raw honey is better than that. It's adulterated. If it doesn't crystallize, there's a very good chance that it's adulterated. That something has been added, whether it be fructose, glucose, something, cornstarch, something in there. Um, and I always recommend buy from the local bee guys. Go to your farmers market. Get the honey from those guys, because that stuff is pure and raw. Let's see. Ken, sending a letter out Monday with an order for 2 bottles. All right. Can you sneak around beeswax like I've seen you make? Would love to surprise the wife with it. We'll see, Ken. Who knows? It might be a surprise for me too. Depends on my mood. But as soon as I get your letter, I'll take care of sending that stuff out. Can't wait to meet you at Hive Live. Me too, Dawson. This is going to be awesome. Well, I'll be interested to hear what you say when you tell me that what I've taught you, because I couldn't say it be much. From cold Siberia, oh my gosh. We wish you good health and God bless you. Thank you so much. I can't even say your name. Whenever I get comments from outside of English speaking countries, I answer them anyway. I Google translate them and I respond to them. So I try my best to respond to all the comments, because I figure that if you've taken the time to watch the video and then even more time to leave a comment, the least I can do is respond to it. So thanks everybody for watching my videos, and thank you all for leaving comments, and I really do appreciate it. How did you start keeping bees? Uh, it was just a whim originally, and a lot of people, that's how it's like. They appeal to you, and then you say, "Well, let me try my hand at it." And for me, once I started doing it, like I said, it's back in 1978 when I started. After that, I was hooked on it, and I wanted to. So, what do you think about the flow hives? I had a flow hive. It's I think there's a niche for it. For me, no, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me, because it basically eliminates any kind of processing in your honey. But regardless, you still have to have bees to fill up the honey super. But for me, the flow hive, it's very expensive, and it's just not for me. But for some people, it is. We are coming to the Hive Live conference. Great, Jerry and Anita. We watch you all the time. Looking forward to meeting you. Is Mona going to be with you? I asked her last night, and she says yes. So, as of now, yes. Howdy from Australia. Good day to you too, Matt. Thanks, Lee. Andrew from, I would assume it's Russia or could be Croatia. Smoking Joe, how is a horizontal hive working out? Well, it's awesome, so much so that I'm going to build another one and keep that one here at the Abbey too. So I'll be making a video series on that when I start building that hive. So y'all can get ready for that. Matt, howdy from Australia. And good day to you too, brother. DCBs. Well, look at that. Mr. Red is internationally known. But I really try to keep a low profile around here at the Abbey because like that way if you keep a low profile, the monks won't find you to do more work because they love making you putting you to work. Greetings from the Austrian Alps. Love your videos. Thanks so much. I guess you got a lot of snow up there even right now, huh? Hey, so I want to talk a little bit more about the Hive Live because I'm telling you, last year the only reason I didn't go last year was I got sick the day before. I talked to Randy, Dirt Rooster, and I was going, and they're packing, getting ready, and we're all making plans. And I called him the next day. I said, "Man, I'm running fever. I can't make it." And so I'm really sorry that I missed it last year, but I am not going to miss it this year. And I'm just so looking forward to meeting all the people that who know me, as well as meeting some of those other YouTube celebrities. Bob Benny, Ian Stapler, Fred Dunn, Cayman. I mean, I know these people. I've talked with some of them, and yet I've never met them. Just like Yappy, I talked to Yappy for 4 or 5 years, and I never met Yappy until we went on the fishing trip. And that was the first time I ever met him. And for those that didn't see the video on the fishing trip, it's just a video I posted. I think it might have been last week, but it's something about a swarm, catching a swarm. But I snuck in the fishing trip in there anyway. Have you ever tried using a Leon's hive? Um, I do know what they are, but for 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 what we do, our purpose here at the Abbey, I'm still stay with the Langstraw. Is God's secret angel come take care of my bees and eat their honey? Well, I do eat my share of the bees' honey. I will give you that, but truthfully, most of it is sold in the gift shop. In fact, it's the only place that it's sold, other than if you contact me and I'll sell it to you. James, thumbs up to you too. Oh, glad you made it, Scott. I know you watch a lot of my videos. Yeah, he was a trip. Oh, look at that, Stephanie. So glad to see you. Now, Chocolate RX, she's I'm a big fan of hers because she used to send my mom letters every week, handmade letters, postcards. My mom used to love it. Look, this is mom right here. And she Stephanie would write mom a card saying all that's going on with her life, with her husband, kids, and a life up there. And mom looked forward to receiving her correspondence every week. And so Stephanie, great to have you coming in again. it is a little bit hard to read these things and talk. Look at that cipher, and I know you watch my videos. It's Jay from Fort Wayne. Hope you and your family had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks, Jay. Thanks so much. Um, I spent some of my day up here and the rest of it with Moan at the house. It was wonderful. It was great. Yappy will give away your stuff. He breaks it too. So if you watch the video that I posted, I think it was last week. Uh, oh look, Stephanie, if you're gonna send us a card, don't send it to the old address because that's not where we live. Get in touch with me and I'll send you my new address. All right, because I know you don't have it because it's a new house. You know it's a new place. Uh, yeah. So Yappy is that guy is pure adrenaline, and that day of fishing was awesome with him. You know, when the other day I spoke about this earlier. RTX honeybees. Hello all, and hey to you too, Philip. Um, um, let's see, I forgot what I was going to get ready to talk about. Oh yeah, the JP. I got to talk with JP for about an hour yesterday. He had texted me on. Uh, oh, good. That's good, Stephanie. I'll get it up here. Um, he he and I will talk throughout the year, and I just want to let you know before JP is doing great. He is just not posting his videos because of his other activities. He's still doing cutouts, and he told me yesterday he's still shooting videos, but uh, he just hasn't posted videos, and it really is requires an effort on all YouTube creators to make videos, to actually to shoot them, edit them, post them, and then follow up on them. There's a big deal of commitment in that, and when it can easily interfere with your personal life or overrun it. And I'm just blessed that I'm not such a big person that I still can handle all that stuff. That it's not so overwhelming. Like I know, like I couldn't imagine the stuff that JP would get, or even Dirt Rooster or Yappy. Them guys, the amount of attention they get is just phenomenal. And so I'm grateful that I'm just a little guy. You know, I'm happy just to stand next to them and just kind of like get some of their glory coming down on me. Gotta run. Thanks so much, Wildwood, for coming in and spending a little time with us. God bless you too. Thank you very much. The oh man, let's see. Let me see what else I can talk about. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous again. I'm the little guy. Yeah, right. uh, really. Oh, I got something we can talk about. The last no two Thursdays ago, I was invited up to the Franklinton Bee Club, the Washington St. Tammany Parish, and was able to speak to them, and it's really on one of the things I know most about doing bees, which is removals. And I got to bring my bee vac, and I love using the bee vac. The bee vac is just for me an indispensable tool in removing bees because it expedites the process and it does it in a very humane way, and it's very good to do in my opinion. So I brought my BVAC. I brought the one I use, my regular electric powered one, and I also brought the Everything BVAC, the battery one. But I I juiced up my regular BVAC because what I did was I put the snakes in it instead of putting frames in it. I put the pop up snakes in there. Uh, um, and I got him good. I got him good. And Charlie was up there shooting the video, but I think I must have scared him He never got the snakes popping out the box. You hear all the screams, but you never see them, and it didn't work so good for that one. So it wasn't something I'll be able to show you. And then yesterday, um, uh, yesterday I had well, I was bottling honey yesterday, and I saw the abbot. I had to come back up to the wood shop and get some more labels for the bottles. And I saw him, and he asked me, he said, Jeff, there's a group of nuns um, that are over visiting right now. Could you show them the honey house? I said, yeah, yeah, I'm over there working right now. I said, just bring them over. And so they brought him they brought him over. There was about 15 of them. And since he told me they were coming, I set up the snake box up in there again. And I gave him the tour, showed him all the stuff that's going on. And the last thing I did, I said, now you got to come real close to this. And I opened up the snake box, and all them little nuns in their white habits, screaming and jumping. It was awesome. And I didn't get that on video either, so I won't be able to show you that one. And so Charlie misses out on these opportunities for me. And I called him. I said, Charlie, man, where are you when I need you? And what was he doing? Napping. He was taking a nap. He couldn't do that. So Philip, you said you built the RoboVac based on those vacs are awesome. And I don't know, Philip, how you release the bees now, but for me, I hate to say it, but I followed suit from watching the Dirt Rooster, where he just opens it up and lets it fly, and that's what I do now too. I have such great success doing that, just releasing the bees right then and there. In fact, we did a cutout last week, and I use the Everything Bee Vac for that. And when I make that video, I'll show how we release the bees, and they just walk right into the box. It's awesome. Ken says, I follow JP and a few others and miss his content. Yeah, JP is awesome. Your content is great, and I enjoy your content, and the others from that area included Yappy and Dirt Rooster from New Orleans originally. Oh, good, Ken. Great. Uh, I'm in Brazil, and I follow your work, and I really like your friendliness. Thank you. I won't be able to pronounce it. Ziuze. You know, DC, that actually uh, when Mona made our last quilt for the bed, and she on the sham for the pillow, she put on mine nap time, because I'm a big fan, and I think anybody who's retired, they earn the right to take a nap whenever they want to take a nap. I feel I don't I I would say pretty certain that Charlie isn't, or Ralph won't be at Hive Live this year, but that's not to say that won't be true in the other coming years. Robert Hilliard, Bush Poppers Bee Wrangler, Denton, Texas. That's right, bee wranglers. We got to unite. We're gonna have to form a union, huh? Patriot Ed. Hey, Mr. Ed. I like that name. Dennis, I copied yours also and put the screen so I can put a 10 frame box on it and let them walk in. Yeah, that Robo Vac design is awesome, easy to build, and works fantastic. Very few bee kills. It's awesome, and I show that very often, how good the bee vac works, as far as not harming bees. And that's like probably one of the most common comments I get. Oh, that bee vac gotta hurt them bees. It doesn't. It doesn't. I've only used it twice. It worked great, but the first time I used it, I left the bees in the sun. Yeah, you always have to be careful and aware of heat in those boxes, because it builds up super fast, and you have to be able to vent that heat off of there, or they will cook. They'll cook, and I know because I've done it too. We've all done it, so it's you learn by mistakes. Cypher, I watch you, Dirt Rooster, and Bush Bee Man. That guy is a little crazy though. That's the guy in Australia, I think. I've seen him several times as well. Started napping at 40. You have got a good jump on it. That's awesome. Thanks for dropping in, Nalbert Nilberton. Thank you so much. So you see, even it's very. There's definitely a learning curve when to do cutouts. There's a big learning curve, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Garrison Beehive celebrating our 28th anniversary. Can you tell happy anniversary? Lana, happy anniversary to you and your hubby, I assume. Happy anniversary, guys. It's always advisable, I think, to know where your queen is. Randy, he doesn't worry about it. He catches her a lot of time too, though. But I like knowing where my queen is. That way, I don't have to worry. Well, do they have a queen in there? I like to know where my queen is, and I like to cage her and put her on the side. I always wonder how much you have in your area for Africanized bees. Where where I am in Louisiana, really in Louisiana, anything east of the Sabine River, the Africanized bee really hasn't gotten into it. There have been some documented cases on Africanized bees in Louisiana, but for the most part, we don't have that issue. I don't know. It's not going to last that way forever, but for right now, we're good. I napped the moment I got out of high school. I napped while I was in high school. How about that? The bush bee man has an almond orchard, and that's why he uses so many bees. Okay. Happy anniversary, Dan. Uh, Frank, thanks so much for dropping in for all this time and for watching all the videos. God bless to you too, brother. Russell Caskill, what is your advice splitting a deep plus medium being used as brood chambers on one hive? What to do is the spring. There's multiple ways of making splits. I don't advocate any particular way of doing splits as long as they work. That's good enough for me personally. I like making my splits using my swarm cells. That's what I advise people of doing it. No, don't do that. That's very risky. But I like doing it. And you should find the way that you like to do it and operate that way. Keep do that and develop that and use that method. I, I use double deep broods for my brood boxes for my brood chambers. I know there's different thoughts: single brood box, double brood box. I like double because I can go that way. I'm not worried about having enough stores in there for the winter farm. It's easier for me. I do my splits. For me, it's just easier. So I double stack deeps for my brood boxes, and I make my splits from those two deeps. It's very easy. I don't have to carry any it's they're all deep frames, 9 1/8 frames. I don't mismatch frames and boxes. It's very simple. I like to keep it simple, so that's what I do. Why do you guys? Oh, I've got some houses that they just keep getting bees, and we go back to them. I love pulling bees out of houses that I've already been to because I know the layout. I don't have to worry too much. Am I gonna hit some electrical wire or something? We're going to get a small harvest before the new year. Now, I'm not going to get any more honey. I'm finished all my processing. Um, they're really our fall harvest, the goldenrod. Even though we had tons of it, we never got any honey from it. Larry Carson, next time you're in New Orleans doing removal, let me know. I just started in 2020. Well, Larry, get in touch with me, and if you available, you can come wrangle some bees with me and Charlie. Ron, hey Ron, uh, from Iowa. I know Ron watches a lot of my videos. Dennis Lintz. Yeah, so Lee from Kodiak Farm, he's a crane operator, and he operates all kind of size of cranes. And Dennis tells Lee says, you need to take a nap in the crane. 7.5 hour shifts will get you to you. Tucker's happy bee removals. Where are you, Tucker? Where are you from? Oh, like I said, we've got several houses that we've gone to more than 3 times. I know the one in particular. I think the one you're talking about is Nikki's. We've been there 7 times, 7 times over the last 7 or 8 years. So it's whew, they always go to his house. Auntie BB, good day from American Sheila, now Aussie Sheila. Well, good day to you, Auntie BB, and happy Thanksgiving as well. I once snapped at basic training while waiting for my turn at the grenade range. Man, you can see through anything. Look at that, EA Dietz. Good to see us. EA, he and his new bride came and visited me at the Abbey. Oh, it's been a while now. Right after they got married, they came and visited at the Abbey because I was going back and forth visiting Mona in Texas, and EA, he's in Texas as well. No, he doesn't have any bee stuff around his house. What it is he doesn't seal up the house, and the bees just keep going right back to where I pull the bees out from the same place. That's why I remember one video. I said, "Are they in space 1, 2, 3, or 4?" And I asked, for you to guess. That house is just ridiculous with bees. Hi, Dan. Great. Thanks for stopping in and looking forward to hearing from you on more of the videos. I know you'll keep on watching. Northern, the last time I went to Indiana was to visit the Abbey. What is that one? I can't remember right now. Mindred, St. Mindred in Indiana, and it was a great visit up there. So who knows? Who knows what God's got in store for me? I napped at Stevie. No way you could nap through Stevie Ray Vaughan. That guy's awesome. Let's see. We've been on for an hour already. All right, we'll stay on for about another half hour, I guess. And um, uh, we got 81 people watching. Golly, that's a lot. uh, uh, let's see. I'm thinking what else to talk about. Why don't you ask me questions? 2017. Wow. So where are you, Tucker? Where are you? Daryl Nazareth. Hello from India. Hello to you too, Daryl. Thank you. Yeah, it's raining outside right now, Jolene. Our weather is terrible right now. A free meal. Look. I'd go just about anywhere for a free meal. God bless you too, brother. I am ashamed of the nap. No way. Thanks so much for joining in this morning, Maribel. You spent a long time with us. I do appreciate it. Ah, Merlin, my man. When are we going to meet? Merlin? Where do you live? Where is it that you live? I got to know. Thanks so much, Merlin. You owe something else. So Merlin, that guy, he's awesome. On I, I'm reading my comments, and all of a sudden I get one. Merlin the Wizard, $2. Merlin the Wizard, $2. And Merlin just sent me another $3. Thanks so much, Merlin. You are too nice, brother. One day I look forward to meeting you, and I hope I do get to meet you one day. South Georgia. Okay. You know, well that's right where Guardian Bee Apparel is down. He's in Savannah, around Savannah. I'm waiting to see if the bees return to the cutout within a house here in Abbeville, Alabama. They might. Deborah, when will they announce the location of the 2024 hive? I'm sure it's still going to be in, what is it, Sevierville, Tennessee, outside of Chattanooga. That's what I would assume, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure he's probably already got it in the works right now. So we'll find out. Are you going, Deborah? SRV now. Yeah, and passing out. Lenny R. I always love your videos. You taught me a lot. Oh, thanks so much, Lenny. What, Leo? You out of your mind, dude? Look, oh, I don't have. Wait, oh, it's in the other room. Okay, wait 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to go get something. Okay, I'm back. Look at this. So this is the honey from Kodiak Farms, and well, I'm eating Kodiak Farm honey. So Lee, there you go. Thanks so much for the honey and that gift. Well, dude, you awesome. Thanks so much. And look, I might need a refill pretty soon. So can you see if you can take care of that for me? Ceraville, that's it. Thank you, John. Anti-BB, is the varroa mite as big a problem as stated? Oh yeah, it's a bad deal over here. Um, where I live in southeast Louisiana, the mite issue, we have mites, but it's not as bad as in the rest of the country, especially on the East Coast. It's bad out there. So I'm just loving the fact that we don't have that serious of a problem with it. And I don't treat our bees at all. I use no treatment for anything. I put our bees out there; they do their thing, and that's it. And so I'm very fortunate, blessed to not to have to deal with all that. Dennis, everyone on here should watch Bob and Lee on Thursday. That's right, I agree. So Lee from Kodiak Farms, they do a chat on Tuesday and Thursday. So Walker Bee Ranch and Kodiak Farms. I ought to have your stuff right here, but it's already worn off. I'm sorry, it's already gone. So yeah, go check them out on Tuesdays. They have a little format. It's great. I've been on it. And so Lee, when you want me to come back, just let me know. I'll make up for the honey and that nice gift you just sent. Michael Harris, just found out where you live. Wish I was in there. I got stung in the chest while riding my motorcycle in Abilene, New York. Pain all over my body. Yep, bees hurt, but it's part of being a bee wrangler, but not a motorcycle rider. I know. I have one motorcycle experience because uh, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I like to smile a lot. And I remember I was riding a Triumph 250 dirt bike, and I was riding up on top of a levee down in Braithwaite, Louisiana, and it was just so much fun. Summertime, and I was smiling and doing 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour on the levee top, and I stopped. Man, I can't even close my mouth, and they had bugs all up in my mouth. But I'm sure everybody who rides bikes gets that. Had my bees in Homa, Bayou Black, until August when we moved. Now in Houston. Ah, too bad you didn't bring them with you. Ant moments. Because of you, I have 40 gives. Oh, I don't know what I don't know. You're welcome anytime, Jeff. All right. So don't forget, I'm running low, running low. It was one of my big failures. I killed the whole hive because of the heat. I may put a few hives on there properly next to the river because the honey has a great taste. Yeah, the swamp honey is awesome because they have so much diversified foliage out there that the bees can forage on. And though we may not be able to see the foliage, the foliage, but the flowers, there's lots of it out there. And I know Tupelo honey is like the big thing in Florida. I don't know if we really have that here, but I got a buddy, Bernie. He's right there in the Pearl River Swamp, and his honey is awesome. His honey is awesome. Joanna Riviera. Hello, God bless from Orlando, Florida. Ben and James Bee Removal. Huge fan. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Joanna. Uh, just found you alive. Yep, live, live. Take care of yourself too, Stephanie. God bless. Shark bait. What is your topic at Hive Conference in Tennessee? Can you give a tour of your honey house? Actually, whatever Cayman wants me to say, or if he doesn't want me to say, I'll do whatever he asks. I don't have a presentation per se, but I'll talk about anything. So, but I do like talking about how I built the honey house, what I did, and I've helped several people that have contacted me about ideas about honey house, and I'm more than willing to talk to people about that. And of course, I'll talk about bees too if you want. Mr. Ed, in Greece, they make honey from thyme. Ever tried thyme honey? No, I haven't tried thyme honey. Um, I've got. I should show you. I've got honey from all over the world. Here in my office, here at the honey house, and at my house too. So there's honey everywhere, and so I've tasted all kinds of honey, but I have never tasted thyme honey. Looking forward to seeing y'all there too, Tucker. Are you far from New Iberia? I'm about 3 hours from New Iberia. Look at that, Louise, Jose. I saw your video this morning about the winter bees. Something about winter bees. Beautiful, man. Those boxes are loaded with bees. Good job out there, brother. And I know last year you went. Your bride gave you a surprise ticket, so I hope I get to meet you out there at Hob Live this year too. God's peace, brother. Redfish Bear. Hello, Jeff. Redfish. The my email address is oscelata@gmail.com. And oscelata is the genus name for redfish. So I fished redfish for 45 years. I went out to the marshes and hunted them, fished them, and so I loved it so much that that's what I went by that name, oscelata. That's how I got it. Redfish Bear, where are you, Redfish? How can I send you some? Go in the description of this video. I have contact information on if you want me to send you honey, or you want me to send if you want to send me something. I have my address here at the Abbey, and I also have my email address in there also. Boy, you got some fans out there, huh, Jose? Golly. Vinny Pickering. Hi, Jeff. I watch from Connecticut. I tried to go on your website, but it keeps giving me an error. I want to purchase some stuff online. So if you go to you have to go, if you want to purchase something from the St. Joseph Abbey gift shop, you need to go to their website. I ought to add that to the description. I will. I'll go back and add that. stjosephabbey.com, and it's all lowercase, and you have to spell out Saint. And you go to the Abbey gift shop and then the online shopping, and you can buy anything that the gift shop sells except for honey. And if you want to buy honey, you have to contact me, and I give my information in the description of this video uh, in there, and tells you how you can go about acquiring some of this beautiful, beautiful looking honey. I will not be there this year. Oh man, I'm sorry. One day we're gonna meet, brother. One day, Jose, we are gonna meet. I do like watching your little short videos though, and your son is awesome. I got to tell you, North Alabama redfish, good, good. Hey, Mr. Ed, so tell me who caught the most swarms this year? All right, so it was a really really close race this year, but I hate to say it that the rooster won by two. Uh, I did catch another one about 3 weeks ago, uh, and that brought me a little bit closer. But he had some late year swarm catches as well, so I owe him a taco dinner. Yep, it's the first year he's won ever, so I'm sure I'll get some grief from it. J Rock does stuff. Hey Jeff, Nice to see you, sir. I enjoy your videos. I'm not even a bee person or anything. I just thought they were cool. Thanks so much. And there's a lot of people that follow along with my bee craziness that aren't beekeepers, and I do appreciate that. It's still, I think the bees. There's an appeal, even though you may not have an interest in them. There's just a natural wonder about them, and I attribute all that to God and His creation. Um, which is why there's an appeal to it. And so I'm grateful for all of those. Well, for everybody that follows my channel, but especially for those that don't even keep bees and they watch anyway. That's very very kind of y'all to do that. Mr. Ed, why is the honey in Europe thicker than USA honey? Uh, I don't know the answer to all that stuff. I'm not a scientist. I don't really worry about the viscosity of it. As you can see, it's thin, but it's not too thin. Um, I guess it's just from the source of nectar and the age of it. I think age might matter as far as the honey thickening up, because I know older honey, as it gets older, it does tighten up. So I really don't know. Your enthusiasm continues. Dry honey. What's dry honey? I don't know what that is. I know I was decrystallizing some honey, and as it was foaming up and it was getting along the edges of the warmer, it was caramelizing. And oh man, I scraped that stuff off with a spatula and eat it. And that it is like if you put that stuff in your mouth and you have fillings, you're gonna pull them fillings out. That stuff is it's tough. It's but boy, is it good. Someday I'd love to own my own hives. I hope you get to own bees too, because I always say the world needs as many beekeepers as it can possibly get. Um, Bees are in trouble around the world. And so, as important as they are to our very survival as far as pollinators, we need them very desperately. We need them. So we need more beekeepers. Deanna Bell, I hope to have bees someday. I watch and learn all that I can. I enjoy your content. Thank you. And I hope you get to have bees too, Dina. It like I said, the world needs as many beekeepers as we can get. And the desire to keep bees, if someone has a desire to keep bees, that's the very first step in becoming a beekeeper is the desire. And that desire will lead you forward to where you want to go. And so keep nourish that desire. That's what I encourage you to, and keep on learning too. Uh, Particularly learn how to keep bees in the area that you live in, because you have to know how to keep bees where you live. It doesn't if you live in the north and you're learning from somebody that lives in the south like I am, there's some things that will relate, but it's not the same. You have to learn how to keep bees where you live. I live in Queens, New York, but would love to have hives upstate in Catskill. So I have, like I said earlier, I have my buddy Tom Wilkes. He has his apiaries based on tops of the building. The bees hives are on the top of the buildings, the sky rise, the high rise, and each one of those high rises, they have their own zip code. And so he actually his honey is called zip code honey because he will only harvest honey from that area, bottle it, and sell it as that zip code. And so you're really getting the honey that is in your area when you get it like that. Is raw honey clean to eat? Yes. Um, you see me many, 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 many times just taking that comb as I'm removing it and just eating it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very clean. And raw honey, as this honey right here, is as raw, unfiltered. I take this honey right from the comb, spit it out, put it in a drum, let the wax and stuff rise up the top, skim it off, and I bottle it. This has all of the active live ingredients in it. It's never heated, it's never filtered. It is what it is, and that's how good looking it is too. Raw honey. That's what you really want to get. Christina, thank you for putting out these videos. I also not a beekeeper, but what you're doing for the bees is a beautiful thing. Thanks, Christina. Thanks so much, and thanks so much for following along, just for your interest in bees. I do appreciate it. The difference of wood boxes compared to polystyrene. That's a personal choice. I tried the polystyrene boxes. I I didn't like the way they felt, so I didn't go with it. And as far as any kind of bee box, as far as the finish on it, I'm a big fan of wax dip boxes. That to me is the way should go. The longevity of the equipment by dipping in wax instead of painting it, it's just hands down a better deal. I've got boxes that were dipped 3 years ago. They look brand new. Keith, I'm Keith Caldwell. I'm from East Alabama. I love watching videos. Did my first cutout this year. All right. And I have new appreciation for what you do. Oh, mid-July, and boy, was it rough. I don't do removals after really June. I'm finished because it's too hot. The bees, they generally don't do too well in that uh, time frame. You're in the dirt. So I actually I stop around in June and I begin again around the end of September, and I'll pull bees from September until June again. That's my favorite time. Right now is my favorite time to do removals. Which camera do you use for your videos? I use a cheap little what is it, a Nikon, I think it's a Nikon camera, little handheld camcorder. It's I don't shoot 4K. It's just HD, 1080 video. That's all it is. How are your wax dip boxes doing? Like I just said, awesome. I would highly recommend wax boxed to dip your equipment, and you can dip all of your bottom boards, your inner covers, your everything. It can be wax dipped, and I like them. Oh, look, it is. The bees will chew holes in poly if they want a new interest. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Is it true you don't need much space to have bees? I can do say on back. Oh, sure. I have bees on my back porch at the house. You put them wherever you want. I mean, heck, they'll go in your house if you're not careful. Brad Grass Forest. I am a small scale beekeeper. I have two hives. Bees are awesome, and everything who work with bees are awesome people. Isn't it amazing what evolution can do? It is amazing, and I hope that your wonder for the creation of bees continues to grow, as well as the number of hives that you have. Ever try the flow hive? Yes, I have had a flow hive. In fact, you see, look, here it is right here. I never did put the that part on the hive, and the reason why is because I'd rather process the honey using my equipment. They're very expensive, but there is a niche for a flow hive. They're a perfect fit for some people if they can afford them. But for me, it's not my thing. Oh, look at that. From Indiana. I know you started watching the videos recently. David Orr, who is winning the swarm catch? Well, the rooster won it, doggone it. He beat me by two this year. And neither one of us really have been putting a lot of effort in our swarm catches. I think we do it now just to be able to razz each other. Um, I think I had 17 and he might have had 20, something like it was low count. Whereas 3 years ago we were both in our 50s or 60s because we were really really hot and heavy on it at that time. But truthfully, I don't need any more bees. I don't want any more bees because I have enough bees as it is, and so I'm not out there pursuing them like I used to. Do robber bees ever get arrested? They do have the bee police that do enforce that robbing thing. So yes, they do get arrested. And you can always tell the robber bees because they had that little mask over their eyes. They always do that. I noticed they have battery powered smokers. What do you think about those? I think they're awesome. I saw one about 5 years ago. I saw a guy using one, and I said, "That is too cool." I'll never have one. I don't use a smoker very often. I, I mean, I have about 10 of them, but it's rare that I use them because it upsets the bees more. So I don't like to use the smokers. Hello from Arkansas, Edward. What part of Arkansas are you from? The reason I ask, um, I got a email from a guy up in Little Rock about 2 weeks ago with bees in his house, and he's wondering if I want to go to Ozark and get the bees. That's a little bit too far for me and Charlie to go. And I used to go to up on the White River by well, I can't remember the name of the dam up there, and we used to fish there every year, every springtime. We go with a bunch of retired mailmen. We go up there, spend a week up there. Vinny Pickering, just a suggestion. I find it very relaxing enjoying your crew when time to collect honey. Can you make a video in regular time instead of time lapse? The fellowship great also. Mona says the same thing. She says you should just show that stuff and just show it. And I think, man, it's just like the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I probably will be doing that. Northeast Arkansas. So I guess that's around Jonesville, because we would go to Mountain View in that area right there and fish up in there. Jacob Law, Utah. All right, Jacob. Thank you. George Karaoke. Hi, Mr. Ed. I don't know if you have ever talked about it, but how did you meet the monks? Are you a monk too, or just live amongst them? Um, I, the area I live in, which is Abita Springs, is only about 9 miles from Covington, where the monastery is. And I started coming up to the monastery, and then I began as a volunteer. And in that course of being volunteer, working at the wood shop, building caskets, I started developing spirituality, following the monk spirituality, and then I discerned whether I was going to be a monk or not because it was very appealing to me. I love their lifestyle. I love their prayer life. It's very appealing. I've lived with the monks for the last year and a half, and but in the end, marriage won out, and I'm a happy man with Mona. Yeah, by Mountain Home. Brad Grasser. I'm from Estonia, North Europe. Oh wow, Eastern Europe for some. Wow. Thanks so much, Brad, for following along with me. Javier Valopus. Hello from Washington. Been watching for 5 years. Wow. Learned so much. Finally oh, great. Got 2 hives, but nobody has moved in. Should I buy some? If you're setting swarm traps and, you know, I say if you want to get bees, go get some bees. Bite the bullet, buy some bees, but buy them from somebody who sells nukes and make sure you find out whether they're treating their bees for mites or not and follow suit. Whatever they do, that's what you need to do with your bees. But it sounds to me like you're ready to get bees. So I'd get bees. I wouldn't wait any longer. And good luck to it. So Edward, when we would come home, sometimes we'd come through that way, coming back to Louisiana, and I always liked driving through there, seeing all the peanut farms back down in there. Mountain Home is a beautiful area. Man, we first started when we started going to Arkansas. We were kayaking on the Buffalo River. We did that 3 years in a row. We covered all sections of the Buffalo River. It was awesome. And then we migrated up north a little, went and we fished the White River, Beaver Lake, and all that area. We rented houseboats up there, stayed on the lakes, the reservoir for 4 days. Then we wound up going to Gatsons and on the White River, and then eventually wound up going to another place right up the road. And we went to. In fact, let me show you this. We had our deal, the Arkansas Adventure, and we did this. Went up every year. Every year we went fishing up there, and it was, we stopped going about 3 years ago, and because all of us guys were getting old, health issues. And last year, they no, year before last, we went fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, and I posted a video on that. We went tuna fishing, went on a big old 42-foot bluefin tuna with four mercuries on it, and spent the day fishing out there. This year, they went up to Alaska. I didn't go with them this year up to Alaska, and then next year we're planning. Right now, we're going to go to Toledo Bend, I believe, is where we're talking about going. Man, it's fishing used to be my life, and I spent a lot of time. And when I first started the YouTube channel, I didn't know whether I was going to be making it on fishing. I thought it was going to be fishing, and in my early videos, that's what you saw was me fishing with my buddy Jim. And as it turned out, I went to bees. So who knows? Hello from Boonville, Arkansas. I don't know where Boonesville, Arkansas is. I have a lot of wild bees around me, but haven't had any luck trapping any. There, I've got plenty of videos out on how to set swarm traps to catch bees. So set traps and catch bees. If you got a lot of, if you see bees, wild bees, there's a great chance that you're going to be able to catch them too if you set out swarm traps. Kenyon Christian, hello from Boone. Okay. Eric Silverman, I want to ask why robber bees don't try to rob out an active hive, but swarm over all loose honey on the ground. Robber bees do go after active hives. In fact, you will lose hives, weaker hives, if they're not able to defend their hive from the robber bees. So that's for one reason I always have very small entrances to my hives, because the larger the entrance, the harder it is for hives to protect their colony from robber bees. Because all bees are very opportunistic. That if they are given the opportunity, they will rob another hive. And once the robbing starts, it's terrible. It's terrible. So they do go after other hives. Eric Stillman. All right. Golly, hour and a half already. All right. So we do 15 more minutes, and then I gotta go. I know y'all have got to go as well. Gee whiz, we've been in here for a long time. I'm I'm really looking forward to the Hive Live conference and attending that. It's it's just that there's so much opportunity for me to meet people, viewers, but also people who have their own YouTube channels, that I talk with that I've never met, and so it's going to be really good. One particular, Fred Dunn. I don't know if any of y'all had watched it, but Fred had Fred had done an interview with me. It's been a while, a year ago or so. And in fact, wait, let me show you this. When you're on Fred's show, he'll send you, your own coffee mug right there. Of Frederick Dunn coffee mug. Thanks a lot, Fred. I love my coffee mug. But I'm looking forward to meet Fred, because man, that guy, he's also like scientific, on his videos now. But that guy, I'm anxious to see him, put his hair down a little bit when I get around him. And if you could imagine how the situation would be when me and Rooster are together. Anytime me and Randy get together, it's always a blast, and we'll be together for 3 days almost. And so I encourage everybody to come visit over at Randy's booth, because that's where I'll be a lot of the times, is helping them um, in their booth. Plus, that way I won't have to walk around a lot. But it's going to be so awesome being up there. And I already know about and know personally a lot of the uh, the people that are going to be there, and it's just so exciting. to be able to meet face to face somebody and talk with them, and it's like you already kind of know them already from what you've seen on them, and so it's always really interesting to meet them face to face. The only thing that I'm not looking forward to is the drive part up there, because it's probably going to be, I don't know, at least an 8 9 hour drive, and it'll probably be snowing. And I hate cold, but anyway, I'm still gonna go through it. Oh, I never spoke about it. Um, Back in September, I went I went to Canton, Texas, and I spoke to a bee club there, the Northeast Texas Bee Association. And Connor, the president, and Rebecca, the vice president, they invited me up there. And I'm telling you, I had such a great time up there. By cow. Hi, Mr. Ed. I really enjoy your enthusiasm. Thanks so much. Um, uh, Mona and I went up there. I did shoot some video. We spent a day with a commercial, semi-commercial beekeeper. She and her husband, um, graft queens. They sell nukes. They sell honey, but they have a beautiful homestead. It's a 600-acre farm, and you would never believe it's in Texas, because to me it looked like you were in the Ozarks, in the mountains in the Ozarks. It was so beautiful. One day I'll post that video if I ever get around to making it, or at least parts of that video and the visit with them. And I got to thank Connor and Becca for inviting me, and I hope they invite me back, because Mona and I had a great time and met some really wonderful people while we were out there. And for one club, they had over 240 people were at that conference, which is really awesome to be able to have that many people under one roof. And it was a great deal for any of the participants that went to the thing, because not only did there were 6 speakers, um, but they also fed you as well, and they had a honey contest. It was really a fun time. So Connor, Rebecca, thank you so much for the invite, and I hope you ask me back for next year too. All right, see. No way am I going to go hating on Texas. Mona's from Texas. Yeah. That's really something. I'm reading these comments. A lot of y'all know each other, so that's awesome. That really is. It's great that because I know that Randy. When I talk with Randy, a lot of you all watch the 628 Dirt Rooster as well, and so we comment to each other. We talking, and I talk to Randy probably. I hate to say it, like twice a week, uh, and we we always we're talking about what people are commenting. Man, you see this comment? Demetrius Philopoulos. Hello, I see all your videos, and I'll take some of your beehives and springs. I hope you do so. Become a beekeeper too, Demetrius. Where are you? I'm guessing Greece. Yeah, Texas gets hot. So does Louisiana. And but Texas had um, they were in that big drought this summer. John Willsby Fun. Hello, John. Greetings from the Netherlands. Man, there's several people that were on today that were from the Netherlands. That's awesome. I always I'm humbled when I see people are watching my channel in different parts of the world. I can understand, the USA. Golly, I was right. Huh? Greece. Wow, my brother was actually born in Greece. My dad was in the Air Force, and so they were living in Greece at the time. Well, he wasn't born in Greece. they flew him to Germany. He was born in Germany, but they lived in Greece for several years. That was in the early mid 50s, and when he was doing that. And I don't remember. I don't know where um, in Greece that they were. You said Fred Dunn, and I had to stop treating and comment. Fred commented on my video, and I ran around the house like a schoolgirl, shouting everyone. Hey, you know what I always say about Fred Dunn is that I'm so proud when Fred Dunn makes a comment on on one of my videos because it gives like proof that it validates me that Fred would make a comment on my video, and so I like the kid Fred a lot. And if you ever watch that interview that he and I did, he got me really good at the very beginning when I really wasn't hip to his little slyness, and but then after that, when I got wise to him, then I was able to get him pretty good on some of that stuff too. And I talked to Fred. I bet it was over an hour and a half that he and I talked. It was it was a good time. It was a good interview, and so he's one of the guys that I'm really looking forward to meeting. Retirement, you're still hanging on, dude. Don't you have something to do, like take a nap or something? Thank you, Jesus is right. Hey, I guess the next time I do a live one, I ought to get Charlie to come in here and help because that way he could read the comments and tell me I got to say something. Because Charlie, he's like a jack of all trades. Lenny says, "Yeah, Fred is a great. He seems to try everything. He does because he's a scientist at heart. Yeah, the guy was like, I think he was in grammar school, and he's going to the universities telling them about how to keep their birds. Or he's got stores. I'm looking for bees in Turkey. Wow. I met a girl years ago. She was a photographer for National Geographic, and she um, went to Turkey and did a series on bees in Turkey, and it was on YouTube for a while. I don't know if it's posted there still, but it's very interesting. Um, the difference in the styles of keeping bees, and that's one of the great things about keeping bees. We our most common way is of course the Langstroth or long hives, top bars, but they have some very unusual methods, and bees aren't particular where they make their hive. They just want someplace I think that gives them a little protection. But I mean, you see those videos of the bees like in the Philippines or uh, where these external hives are on the side of the mountain. They're huge, huge hives. The comb is that thick, and these guys are hanging on vines, pulling comb and honey out of it. Amazing, amazing. Bees are just so fascinating, and how some of them, like in the jungle, when they move, it looks like fish in the ocean. Just how they move, really interesting. The live will be over when Charlie will need a nap. Poor Charlie. That's what Ralph says about Charlie all the time. Anytime I talk with Wreck-It Ralph and I say Charlie and I are doing this, his first thing is poor Charlie because he knows poor Charlie's getting abuse. Yeah, and Ralph really does want to do more with us, but he does work during the week, which is when we do most of our removals, and then on the weekends, Ralph and his wife they got an RV now, so they like to travel around and going from campground to campground. But he'll still be in videos. In fact, I think I have one still that I haven't posted that he's in. I've got a couple still in there that I still need to get to. Mad honey from the rhododendron. I I I I, I saw a video on uh, psilocybin honey, and the guys that were eating it, they're just like it was pretty bad. Samantha, Have you seen Adolf makes videos on YouTube? He keeps in plastic beer kegs that hang on trees. Fast. I I have. I don't know if I've seen Adolf, but I have seen those hives keeping bees in jugs. I have seen that. It's bees aren't particularly where they call home. You know what they used to call home. Golly, hey, and you what do you, yeah? I mean, you remind me of the Saturday Night Live skit with the Jamaicans. Man, you're a lazy man. You only got 10 jobs. You let's see, your ranch, your meat market, your winery, and your mercantile. Golly, dude, you got it all going on. I'm glad I'm retired. All right, I'm gonna go 10 more minutes, and that's it. So if you have a really good question, you better ask it right now. I'm trying to answer them. Oh, so while we're waiting, I'll give you one more chance to talk about talk about that's right, Abbey Honey. If you want to get your chance of having some Abbey Honey, the only way you're going to get that to happen is to contact me. And now remember, I'm just selling this stuff. This ain't for me. This ain't my honey. This is the monks' honey. I don't get anything out of this. I just promote the monks and the works they do. And so if you want to get some of the monks' Abbey honey, and you see the way they spell it, Abbey, so it's Abbee. It's not Abbey. Very special. In fact, they're patented, they're copyrighted that right there because they didn't want other monasteries to get that. So if you want to get your Abbey honey, you have to contact me. And to do that, find me in the description of this video. Go to the description and it tells you all the details on how you can get Abbey honey from me or whatever you do. Get the honey from your local beekeeper. That's really the best. Support them. You know, if you want to support the monks, that's wonderful. But you know, support your local beekeepers because golly, it's a lot of work and it ain't cheap either. Gina Norville, hi Mr. Ed, love watching your videos. Wish I could do something like you do, but live in Brooklyn and not able to. Well, my buddy Tom, he keeps bees in Brooklyn, so he's a rooftop apiary, and so you can do it if you want to. But I know it's definitely difficult in the city. How many colonies do you have in all? Um, Somewhere between 150 and 180, I guess, something like that. I'll know more at the end of December when I go and do our final check. Because at the beginning of the year, I want to know how many highs we have in January. I want to know that going into the new year. I want to know how many highs we have. So I'll know the real answer in a few more weeks. I have a problem storing my bee equipment. Rains high by now. I'm lucky because I've gotten videos showing how I store my honey supers after the bees after we process the honey and we put the frames out on the back porch, let the bees clean it up. I stick all of our boxes in an open pen. It's caged in. It's got hog wire around it so the big varmints can't get in it. But because there's only been honey in there, the moths won't get in it. I store those all the way to the spring. Come springtime, I'll use those drawn comb frames either as my new brood boxes or honey supers. Depending on what my need is, that's what I'm going to be using for. But I've got videos showing how I do that, how I store it, and a lot of people do that paramoth. I know world famous Mike Barry, he does that as well. Um, there's a number of ways of doing it. I store all mine out in the open, let the air pass through them. They do wonderful, and the bees fix all that stuff up in the springtime. And man, it saves so much time in the buildup from the springtime. Travis Walker, hi Jeff. Been watching your videos for years. Oh, thanks so much. Am interested in getting started keeping bees. Well, I think you should start this year. And where, Travis, where, what part of the world are you living in? What part of the states you're living in? Daisy Wise, hi from Stonecrest, Georgia. Hi, Daisy. Thanks for joining us. But we're not going to be here for much longer. But I thank you for coming in at this time. Yeah, I've got several videos showing how we do that process of moving the boxes from the back of the honey house into the peacock. Well, it was a peacock pen. It's huge. That thing has got to be 60 feet long and 20 feet wide, and it's covered. It's closed in. It's perfect. Southwest Florida. Wow. So you must live close to what, Tampa, uh, Southwest. Yeah, that's in that area. So do you fish down there too, Travis? Because man, that's some beautiful water down there. I know you be watching, Brand. Thanks so much, brother. Now you follow along all the time. You what bee wrangler don't you follow along with, Brand? Because I know you know them all. All right, 4 more minutes. You gotta ask your question now because I'm ready to go. I got things to finish too. I got to work on building another fixture this morning before I head to the house, and I got to do that. Sarasota, there you go. Ah, wow, man, that water down there is, you may as well be in the Caribbean. And I used to go to Belize every year and fish bony fish. I love to fish the bonefish down there. And one of the fish that's on my to catch list one day is a snook and a tarpon. I haven't caught either one of them. So one day I hope I will. It's man, I've even contemplated going all the way to Costa Rica down to Colorado, Rio Colorado, and fishing the snook and the tarpon out of that place. Because golly, those snook down there are 40 pounds. They monster snook, and the tarpon, they like, golly, they trash fish down there. You sheephead. Uh, I catch a lot of sheephead. I caught a lot of sheephead. Thank you, Redfish, and God bless you too. Happy holidays to you. I've been watching a lot of Goliath fishing, and it's just I'm not interested in catching no Goliath because I don't want to hurt my back. Those guys, those fish put the hurt on people. Oh my gosh, but they are beautiful fish. Are those things good to eat? I mean, I love grouper, but I don't know. It'd be a shame to kill such a fish that's so big like that. But I do eat my share of fish. And I've killed my share of fish. I've eaten them too, though. We would take our sheep head and we'd put them in crab boil in a cheesecloth and let all the meat cook off of them, and it's like tastes like crab meat. So it's cheap crab meat. Happy holiday to you, Gina. Same to you, Dina. 150 hives, is it profitable? It's a lot of work, and you can make a few dollars at it, but you know, to what my knowledge of it is, you could definitely, um, it would help if you were a retired or something, a supplement. But these people that are commercial beekeepers, oh my gosh, my hats off to them because that's a very risky business. 35 pounds sheephead? What? Does taste good, but very hard to find. And Oh, they're illegal to keep. Huh. I've seen recently a lot of sheephead fishermen too, catching them sheephead. They, if you look real close, see, I got teeth like sheephead. Yeah. They've got a lot of bones in them, that's for sure, and they're big. They're not the easiest fish in the world to clean, but the meat is really firm, white, and it is tasty. It is good. I like it. All right, so we're not going to get on to fishing, but we're going to go ahead and check out of here. So that's all I got today. I really do appreciate all of you all been hanging on for so long. Golly, a lot of y'all are really been here for the whole time. I thank you so much, and I'm sure. Well, who knows? I might see y'all before Christmas. In case I don't, though, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless. See y'all the next time. Bye now.